Welcome, everyone, to a very exciting episode of Raw Talkin' It. Episode 10. I'm Andrew, aka Titus. That's Joe, aka Might Be Joe. Eat the damn rich. That is a very big topic of conversation that we're going to be touching on here in a hot minute, I bet, because if you've been paying attention to anything that's going on in the world in terms of like Facebook or Reddit or Twitter or anything, you're probably wondering what the is going on. Basically, all you need to know: eat the rich. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, oh, Joe. Oh,
Yes.
my good buddy Joe. Do you know how much money we could have had if we would have been if we would have been woke like everybody else? Ah,
Man.
it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, and this kind of shit is what like keeps me up at night. It's like I fucking look at it, and I ran numbers today. Okay, so we should. I'm gonna go ahead and go here a little earlier than we did yesterday because we're just gonna level up some stuff.
Yeah, for a little while we're just gonna level breed.
And so this will
maybe level
be
again.
this will be fairly mindless while we do our discussion here.
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know, what's going on is the short selling and squeezing of GameStop's or GME stock price, done by some very intelligent motherfuckers over on Reddit. God damn. And so basically, long and short of it is, people invested in this stock when it was insanely low, and you basically get a bunch of money if your shit stays under a certain amount. But if your stock gets bought and your price goes up, you lose money. Well, Redditors decided to invest this. It has to go over a certain amount of money per share.
To expand on that a little bit, normally when you buy stock with the hope that the price goes up,
Right.
so that you can sell it later for a higher price.
Right.
But there is a thing that you can do where you borrow someone else's stock, like you literally just borrow someone else's shares, and you say, hey, I'm gonna sell these and I'll sell them back to you later, and that the lender will charge a little bit of interest for this. And so the idea being that in this case, because you are selling first and buying second, you make more money if the price goes down. And that is known as short selling. And a thing that sometimes will happen, which is questionably legal and questionably moral and shady, is that
It's pretty shady. Market manipulation.
when you sell stock, that causes the price to go down. So if you borrow a lot and sell a lot, you cause the price to go down, and you cause other people to think the price is going down, so they sell their stock. And so you can drive a stock into the ground very quickly, effectively hurting a company, and then you just sell back the shares that you buy back the shares that you borrowed
At a lower
price.
price.
You sell at a lower price. You keep the difference, and then you return the shares that you borrowed.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this actually happened recently. If you pay attention to the news, this happened recently, right before COVID-19 happened. Before the whole world basically shut down, as a bunch of people sold all of their stock at a very high price, and then knew the market was going to crash. The market crashed, and then they bought all of their stock back and had a bunch of profits at the same time. So they literally lost nothing.
Now, and short selling too can happen. It can be a good thing. Apparently, short selling is how the shenanigans at Enron were uncovered. It's not a universally bad thing.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's bad here either.
It's bad when you intentionally drive a company into the ground for profit.
Right.
That's the part that's like bad.
And so what's happening right now is GameStop. If for those who, I think GameStop's everywhere. To be fair, I think it's
everywhere.
It's overseas, but it's a gaming store that buys, sells games, and sells old consoles and basically any gaming thing related. they've been in the hole for years now. They've been no profits.
They're trying to transition into a
like a nerd marketplace.
Well, from brick and mortar to online. They're making some changes to increase their online presence and reduce their.
That'd be good because their online presence is ass. Yeah. But so buying this, I mean, the stock was super low. Like we're talking, it was like less than $1.
I mean, depending on how far back you go, it was very, very, very low. And then they did get, when they made the announcement that they were gonna explore online options, and they got a new board of directors and all that jazz, their stock came up a little bit, and it had been slowly increasing for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this time last year, it was $4 a share. If you would have bought a ton. The title's good, right? The title's good. If you would have bought a ton, you would have made a ton of money if you sold yesterday. Now we're to a point where people have got the attention of big wigs. Yeah, I know.
That's a stat one.
Have got the attention of some very powerful and rich people, and now it is about buying the stock and holding on to it so that it doesn't tank. Because if it tanks,
the short cannot happen.
Right. If the short sell happens, these people will get a bunch of money. So it's about holding it as long as possible and making the price remain at a constant. There were some shenanigans that happened today where this group called Citadel is how people buy and trade stocks. They stopped.
You're skipping a slight step. Robinhood is an app.
Right, they're owned by Citadel. They're owned by
Citadel. Robinhood is the app. That's the name you would likely be familiar with.
It wasn't just Robinhood. It was several others that also stopped. So Citadel is just the main thing.
And a lot of them are owned by Citadel as well. But yeah, Robinhood's the sort of main focus that you're hearing. And likewise, technically what's going on through GameStop, there is, to a certain degree, it's happening with other companies, but it's mostly happening to GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
At least in terms
there's a couple others. AMC, Nokia,
Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry.
Yeah, BlackBerry and Bed Bath & Beyond.
Naked Cosmetics.
So fucking weird. Also, I would like to preface this. Don't take financial advice from somebody. Do your own research.
Yeah, we are not financial advisors, and what we say is not financial advice.
What we're doing right now is not... We're just informing people of what's going on. Don't do your research. Know how to do finances. Know how to budget. Know how to do all this stuff.
Or don't. You don't have to.
Or don't. And spend all your money on anime waifus, which I understand. I get that too. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened today is Citadel, which owns all of these stock brokerage exchange companies, basically said, no, we're not going to allow you to trade this. You can only sell, which is...
And ostensibly, this was to protect their clientele.
Yep. Yeah, the people investors who are going to make a bunch of money on this short sell that we're talking about. And
well, no, I mean to protect the retail investors, the normal people. Ostensibly, it was because like this stock is very volatile and you should not be buying it because it is crazy and you're not a professional, so you shouldn't be doing it. That's the guys under which
that's what they said.
Right. Now, is that actually the case?
And actually,
that's a whole different debate.
Apparently, it came out that the Citadel has some value in letting GME fall, because at one point
they are heavily invested in one of the hedge funds, which is attempting to do the short sell.
Yeah. So they want it to fall, basically. They don't want it to be up. It was several years ago, even like 2-3 years ago, I think, when Robinhood, you heard all about Robinhood, and they were doing sponsors on podcasts and this and that, and you could sign up, and if you put $100 into Robinhood, they'd give you like $50 of a stock.
I'm pretty sure if you just opened a new app these days, you got like one free, very cheap share.
It
And some
used to
people
be
talk about how they actually got
they got
some people
GameStop
got
stock.
GameStop like years ago
Mhm.
when it was
Yep.
like a dime.
Yep, they got GameStop. And so
The other part of the other part I want to explain about the short selling and what's weird and nefarious about it is that so the whole thing is right. You borrow shares, and then you sell them to somebody else. And you'll see in the news people will talk about people borrowed or they shorted over 100% of the available shares, and you'll see the 140% being the main number. And that doesn't make a ton of sense because how do you sell more shares than exist? How do you borrow more shares than exist? Which is weird and confusing. And the analogy I finally saw that explained it to me was imagine if I sell you 10 cars, but I actually only own 6 cars. But I sell you 10 and you pay me for 10 cars. And then I show up and I deliver 6 cars to you. And then I just sort of am like, well, I sold 10 cars, even though I only had 6. And I just sold you, and I just gave you 6 cars, and then I say, hey, mind if I buy 4 of those cars from you? Name your price, because I need to finish my delivery. And then I buy 4 of those cars back from you immediately, and then give them to you again. So I had to spend money twice, basically.
Mhm.
And that is effectively what happened with GameStop. And this has happened before, and it's always happened in situations where it's like behind closed doors and it's shady, and it's just a way to make money in this way that doesn't make sense and frankly shouldn't be. There's a lot of talk about regulation going on, and I won't dive into too much of that, but I feel like most sensible people are pointing out that if we're going to regulate anything, we shouldn't allow this like surplus shorting thing that's happening.
Right. And so Robinhood's parent company Citadel stopped trading of GME. They said it was to protect whatever. As we said, that's not for us to actually really decide, but I believe it's probably because they have a huge investment in the hedge fund that's losing a bunch of money. They want to protect their investors. They don't want to protect the people who are the retail investors. So there's a difference between like brokers and who do this for a job, and then there's the retail investor. Like
And retail investors,
Joe and I
person,
would be a retail investor. You guys in chat would have a little bit of money to invest in stocks. You guys are the retail investor because you're using bits of money to buy certain shares of stock when you have extra money. It's not your job. You're using it as a way to gain money in the long run. Usually you do this with a Roth IRA or a 401k or what have you. You know, you put money into a company or your company or an index fund or a mutual fund or whatever have you. And what it does is you put money into it and it buys little shares of stock all the time. And then as it grows over years and years and years and years and years, you'll be able to retire on it because it pays dividends. It pays you that bonus of profit that you get. And so, us as the retail investor, we can apparently get fucked by the system because people can just say, "Yeah, you can't trade anymore, buddy. Sorry, dog." And so, all this is going down. This is a lot of story and a lot of stuff that GameStop stock this time last year was $4. On Monday, we talked about, Joe and I talked about, we saw GameStop stock hit $70. We were like, this is weird. This is kind of fucking nutty. The stock hit over $400 today, which is nuts. If you would have bought it a year ago, you'd have made 100 times your money back. Like, that's crazy. Fucking crazy. And so Robinhood shut down the trading, and what happened is that artificially dropped the price because some people started panicking, saw that their money was dropping, and decided to sell. When you sell, you flood the market with inventory. Therefore, people will drop the price because now you have an excess of inventory. Scarcity, I mean, think of it as like a TCG or any kind of rarity collection thing. Scarcity drives price up, right? That's just kind of typical for like collectibles and such. Scarcity drives price up.
I am reading.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
An explainer article, which the thing I did not realize too is that the price increase is in part because of people, like Reddit and average retail investors purchasing more GameStop stock. But the other thing is, GameStop was one of the most shorted stocks in the stock market by many, many hedge funds.
Yes.
And as the price, apparently what can happen is as the price does start to go back up, the funds and the people that do want to get out early, they do want to minimize their losses or whatever, they will then do the thing that they're supposed to do, right? What you do when you short a stock is you sell stock and you buy it back later at a lower price.
Right.
But no matter what, buying stock raises the prices.
Right.
And so as people were trying to minimize their losses and get out, they bought all their stock back, which caused the price to go up further, which caused more people to buy back their shorts, and that's actually what's driven a majority of the price increase.
Yeah.
Are the people trying to get out. But to drive it back down, you would have to sell a bunch more, and so there's potentially shenanigans going on where the hedge funds are like selling to each other or something weird in an attempt to drive the price down.
Yes, and also these apps that are only allowing you to sell, people kind of start to freak out and will go ahead and sell when it hit this high price of $400, $300. And so when the market's closed today, and I promise we won't stay on this very much longer, but people should really be in the know about this because this is an opportunity to show that the retail investor can make big impacts on Wall Street, just in general. And this needs to be in the forefront of a conversation, and it really shouldn't be a bipartisan issue. This should be a bipartisan issue. This should be a unified front for everybody, that the market should remain free because that's what it's supposed to do. If you are a publicly traded corporation, company, what have you, the public should be allowed to access that, and no one should be able to shut you off. When you invest in the stock market, when you buy stocks, you are gambling. We'll call it what it is. You are gambling. You are buying a piece of something, and you are hoping that it will be worth more when you sell it. That's just what it is. Some things are a little safer than others. Some things are way safer gambling, like index funds and such like that. But buying individual stocks,
even gambling at that point.
Yeah, it's really not gambling at that point. That's more of a safe investment, but that's over 30 years. The thing that you should know is if you do invest in stocks like this, like say Apple or Microsoft or Samsung or whatever, you're buying it and then you're hoping that they do stuff to increase the price of your stock. Once you're happy with that increase, you can sell off your stock. So that being said, when you can only sell, prices go down, people freak out. And the market closed today at $193 for GameStop. And then usually there's some after hours things that happen. People can always sell off stocks and whatnot. And then you can have this future projection that happens. The future projections are saying that the fucking stock is worth $300 goddamn dollars. So we're going to probably see a surge tomorrow when stocks open back up. Because, holy crap.
Long term, the GameStop stock will very likely return to the levels it was.
Right.
Long term, it'll probably wind up being $15 a share.
Yes. Like I said, we want to specify and really put a disclaimer out there. We're not financial advisors. A lot of research has gone into a lot of this stuff, and people are, right now, as I said before, we're way past the point where you could have made money on this. If your goal
was explicitly just to make money, now is
you lost your chance. It's over. It sucks, but you lost your chance. Now it's about sticking it to the suits. It's about eating the rich. It's about making sure that this price doesn't go down so that they gain their money back. And that's really kind of about what it is. So, if you see a lot of the hype and you see a lot of it, understand that there are other people who will take the chance on it. That's fine. If you can't, just please don't let the hype consume you. And you can, because you can look at it and you can go, oh my god, money. Because I did it. I was like, if we would have bought it at $70, we could have made like $65,000 because we could have put like 15 grand into it and then we'd be how much money? Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll fucking kill yourself. But goddamn, 60 grand would have been nice.
I just realized your centaur is casting his own spells now. That's why he has no.
Yeah, that's all he's doing. He's not fighting. He's just casting spells like an asshole.
I mean, that's fine.
But you'll probably see in the news tomorrow that GameStop stock will probably go back up because people are wanting to make sure, even if they take a loss, they're wanting to make sure that billionaires don't get their money back. And once this is all said and done, like Joe said, GameStop's stock is really only worth $15 to $20 a share. Even after all of this is done, GameStop will only be worth $15 to $20. That's it.
I did see that the current estimate is that that right now on Wall Street, losses from the short squeeze are currently in the vicinity of like $70 billion.
Yes, yeah, the $70 billion loss
across all shorts, across all whatever, and GameStop only represents apparently about $1 billion of that. So I don't know exactly where a lot of the other stuff comes from, but yeah,
it's great. I love it, man. Fucking
yep.
Eat the goddamn rich. And now we have a bunch of people whining that, oh, why are they allowed to do this? Why can they just come in and manipulate our money? It's like, you guys have been doing that shit to us for Lord knows how long. Get the fuck out of here. Rich get richer and poor get poorer. I mean, it's ridiculous. What's really funny about this, and now we're gonna start really getting into a tangent in the raw talking it portion. First is informative. Now it's just we're gonna just fucking go. Is these people will say to other people who are struggling financially, just invest in the stock market and wait a little while and do all this stuff. Go, I made it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get out there. Go make some money. And then we do shit like this where people are making money off of this. As I said, even if, like me personally, if I would have invested $15,000 into this when it was $70 a share and I would have sold it at $350 a share, I would have made profit, $60,000 in profit. I would have made a total of $75,000, but because I put $15,000 into it, that's not profit, that's the wash, and then you make $60K of profit. That's fucking crazy. And when we are able to do that, but billionaires are losing money because of this short selling and this hedge fund bullshit, all of a sudden they want to go, hey, whoa. You can't make money this way. You can't make money this way.
I'm just gonna this is easier. I'm gonna hold my phone up to the camera like an old person.
Do it.
But
date us. It's fucking great, dude. Hey, Reddit, do your thing, Blockbuster. That's fucking great. Oh my.
It's not in focus. There it is.
God, that's so good.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's so good. Yeah, AMC and Nokia. So please, if you ever think about investing and you want to get in on this, just know that there's a bunch of shit happening that's way above just making money right now. If you are going to invest, do so with a smart head on your shoulders and make sure it's money that you can afford to spend and afford to lose.
Yes, and that does kind of tie into part of this too. In general, whenever you invest in a stock, or whenever you invest in stocks, in a normal circumstance, the most you can lose is the amount of money you invested.
Mm-hmm.
You put in $1,000 on some stock, the worst case scenario is that stock drops to $0 and you lose all your money. But with the short sell, the problem there is because you're working on the other side of the equation, and so you can only gain a certain amount of money if the stock falls to $0, but you can lose potentially infinite money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this is such a crazy thing.
You know,
but-
we just heavily suggest just take some time to learn about this stuff. I mean, I'm still fairly like
well, and
new to all of
and-
this as well, so
and if you have any sort of investments with like retirement funds or anything, and like any type of investment firm, you almost certainly can get basically free financial advising.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like those companies offer financial advisors to help improve your portfolio, and the cost of that it's a little bit not as transparent as you might like, but by and large, you know, talking to a financial advisor, especially just like once or twice or whatever, is almost always going to be effectively free through your investment firms that the average person uses for a retirement fund or whatever. So,
well, that's enough of the dad talk for now, but just pay attention. Eat the damn rich.
we can talk about other fun things. We can talk about the project I'm going to be starting soon.
Ooh, actually, let's
Hopefully.
discuss. I had some fun things happen to me. Let's see, Monday. Yeah, Monday. I had to go to the doctor, which I don't typically like.
Oh yeah.
I haven't gone to the doctor. I don't fucking like going to the doctor because all they're gonna tell you, like, this is what they're gonna tell you. They're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, "You fat."
Be less fat.
Really?
Which,
I didn't
for the
know.
record-
Crazy.
For the record, correct.
Thanks. I just paid $50 for you to tell me I'm a fat ass. I could have fucking had my friend do that for free. Thank you. So anyway, I went to the dermatologist because I have this fucking thing on my leg. It appeared again in the past 9 months. I probably had 2, maybe 3.
You do need to go breed a monster real fast.
Absolutely. Is he level 10 yet?
He is.
No, he just hit level 10. Awesome. He did.
This is actually also not Metal Drac. We're about to make the Metal Drac.
Yeah, we're making Mildrak. We couldn't do it yet because we had to make him level 10. I had this fucking thing on my leg, and I thought it was the first time I got it. I thought it was a pimple because it had a little bit of a head to it, and I was like, I'm just gonna poke this thing with a pin, let it drain because it hurts like a bitch. Get this thing out of here. Squeeze it to hell. Get it out of here. By the way, if it's a boil, don't do that. Because a boil is a staph infection. If you squeeze them, you're generally going to spread the bacteria, and it's not good. Don't do that. Woof. So I did that, and it went away. Left a little bit of a scar. I was like, it's whatever. Doesn't hurt anymore. I'm out of here.
Pedigree should be
Whoops.
Andriel, and the second monster should be Golem. I believe we had the genders lined up
Yep,
for that
we
to
do.
work.
But
But it's got to be Andriel first.
So I went to the dermatologist, and they asked me, the dermatologist looked at it, and she asked me a bunch of questions, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, great. What the fuck is this? Gonna be I'm gonna have some fucking rare form of
Mega cancer.
ass cancer, or something like that. Now it's affecting my front. It's like, great, I'm screwed. It's actually, and I can't pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. But it's she isn't 100% sure that's what it is. But if it comes back, it's gonna be exactly what this thing is called. But it's an It's not an autoimmune. It's an inflammatory disease called hidradenitis suppurativa. HS. Basically what happens is my immune system works too much. It creates too many cells and proteins, and those things have to go somewhere. So they go to a pore, and they infect it and cause scarring and these painful bumps, and it fucking sucks, apparently. So funny story is, 2 years ago, my mother had this on her side and under her chest, and it was so painful that she had to get it surgically removed because it was just not getting better. Turns out it can be passed down hereditary because now I believe I have it, so that's great. So it's not anything like life-threatening or anything like that. It can be dealt with medicines and such. I just don't want to be on medicine for the rest of my damn life for a fucking inflammatory disease. I'm already fucking in flames enough with how much fucking rage I have in my body. I don't need this as well. So she says, come back in 3 months. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to give you an antibiotic, take for 2 weeks. If it doesn't go away, call us back. Okay, that's fine. She's like, if it does come back, oh, hey, welcome back. I love you. You're the best. If it does come back, even after the 3 months, I'm going to diagnose you with this HS. I was like, okay. All right. What does that mean? It's like, well, you can moderate it with a medicine. Or, and I was like, oh, fuck, no. You can lose 15% of your body weight. And I was like, I mentally, my brain just went Super Saiyan in rage. It was so pissed off. No, 15, not 50. 50 would be insane. 15.
You would outright be dead.
Yeah, no way. No way. 15%. Which, I'm a fat motherfucker. That'd be a lot of weight. Originally, for some reason, my brain had it crossed that it was 30%, and 30% is a lot. Me losing 30% of my weight would be what I weighed, and I would weigh less than I did in high school when I was in a weights class and active and doing a bunch of stuff all the time. And that's just not gonna fucking happen. There's no fucking way I'm gonna weigh that much. No way. So I went to a dermatologist for her to say, either you take a drug or you lose weight, fat ass. And I was so pissed. I was like, I'm gonna fucking go here. I'm gonna spend all this fucking money for them to tell me to lose weight. God damn it. Good news is I actually didn't have to pay anything. The copay was covered because it was just a consultation. It took 50. Talking with the dermatologist nurse lady, whoever, she was wonderful. She was very nice. Took like 5 minutes total. And then this prescription costs $15 because I'm allergic to penicillin, so I can't have that antibiotic. So I have to get the good shit.
Yeah. Did it say Metal Drac? We've been sitting on that menu.
Yeah, Metal Drac +3, baby.
Okay. Right, and we still have the Great Drac too.
Mm-hmm.
Which
so I did all that.
Planning on using that guy for.
I did all that, and they just basically told me to lose weight, fat ass. I was happy. I was so happy. But man, this fucking thing, it's not so bad now, and since I've been on the antibiotic, it's not been so bad. But man, Sunday into Monday, that shit hurt so bad because any type of friction rubbing against it was insanely painful. God, does it need to be a specific gender?
Let me check something real fast.
So, it was a...
we're gonna do a bit more breeding down the road.
I had a day. I had a day on...
I don't think we need this thing to be a specific gender right now. I think we will want to make it a specific gender later. Because later we're gonna do something involving... We're gonna...
I hit the OK button.
Yeah, that's fine. Just hatch it. We'll breed other... So what we're gonna do later is make... Yeah, okay. When we look, these breeding tables are like complicated, so... Oh, right. Great Drac we can potentially use later for some other stuff, and Metal Drac we can potentially use later for some other different stuff.
Alright, now we need to go level it up. So that's been... On top of that, work has been frickin' just a mess. So my week has been... Goof. Ugh. I could have made a bunch of money. I didn't do that. I gotta lose weight because I'm a fat boy. Need to do that. All in all, you know, good times. It's a good day. Weight loss is the I don't know of the medical world. I'm beginning to think so. I mean, it really does seem like that's like the fucking thing. Oh, you'd probably be better if you just,
Or less.
ate better and weighed less. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but I've always I have gone through portions of life where I have ate pretty well. Not like insanely well, but like barely ate out, had portion control, had veggies, was fairly physically active and walking around places and doing some basic weightlifting, push up, some basic cardio activity, and I couldn't drop weight. I just couldn't. It just wouldn't happen. I'd maybe drop like 5 pounds, but I couldn't drop weight. So I don't know. It's annoying. I mean, I am overweight because I've been sitting in a chair for a fucking year because of COVID-19. Because America can't get their head out of their ass and realize maybe we should care about other people. But it is what it is. Hey man, vaccines will be here in June. I'll be a free man. Let's go. I hate everything.
See.
I'm in a mood.
Getting there.
I'm in a mood now. Now I'm just in a fucking... just...
I mean, we had our own medical adventure this last week with
Doggo!
our doggo. who was
Doggo.
doing fine
Doggo.
and sitting next to me.
Doggo.
It would have happened on last Thursday, so I can't remember if I talked about it
Yeah, I
last
think...
week.
Yeah, you did, because she was sitting next to you.
Yeah. But she's doing good, recovering well.
Doggo.
She was very depressed and loopy and sad that first day, but that is just like how animals are when they're coming out of pretty serious,
Yeah, you can blame me. That's fine.
sedatives.
I take the blame. It's whatever.
But
It's whatever. So, this is gonna be weird, but we had it. Oh, Joe's very quiet. Oh no.
I'm very quiet. That's not good.
No. That's fine. I'll fix it.
Boost me.
I don't want to. There you go.
All right, am I boosted?
Oh yeah, you sound wonderful. You sound very good.
Yeah, I am in fact much louder now.
I was gonna say something. What the fuck was it gonna be? Oh, so we had a discussion the other day about learning a skill and whatnot, and I would really just want to know how to draw. I've always been fascinated with drawing, and it's not for the reason you think. When I was a kid, I always wanted to just be able to draw Dragon Ball Z. That sounds really look at the fucking nerd. I mean, it was a show that I really enjoyed when I was a child, and I still enjoy now, and it's I just want to be able to draw Goku, or, something like that. And I started to learn how to do that stuff, and then I just did other stuff. And now, I was sitting in a conference today that basically had nothing to do with me until, the very end of the conference. So I was kind of I don't want to sit here and just play on my phone, so I have a note. I can draw, and I got a little, art app and just started drawing. I'm not good. I am not going to be making any money on art anytime soon.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time and practice and effort.
I mean, I even went as far. I watched a Butch Hartman thing where he's anybody can draw. Anybody can draw. You just need basic shapes, and you could draw a cartoon character. It can be very stylized. All you need is these shapes. And I was following along and I'm yo, dude, mine looks like ass compared to what you got, my guy. You are wrong.
It takes like I said, you can do it. You literally have to practice
All the
Every
time.
day you have
All
to
the
put in the
time.
time, and
All
that's
the
hard.
time. Yeah, I don't have the time. I wish I did. It'd be
I
fun.
feel like you could be leveling up in harder levels. I feel like we're
I will
lowballing.
after this hits 10. This will hit 10 on this dungeon, and then we'll go into a harder dungeon.
And this is Metal Drac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we need to start working on the Spot King.
The
Which is just a separate, or it's like a separate thing. Arguably, we could have been working on that at the same time. Because it's not, that shouldn't be
We
that
should
hard to
probably
make.
also,
Hey, look, spot slimes. We're gonna need those.
oh, do we need more of
See
them?
if you can grab one.
Oh, I hit the attack button, and they just attacked. Okay.
Well, if you get
I got it.
just throw meat at them.
But take my meat.
And if you see another one.
Yeah, it does. That's the thing I'm struggling with is the proportions of stuff. Like, I'll start to draw and I'll start to follow along with people, and then I'm like, oh god, the neck is too short and the chest, like, torso is fucking triangular and too wide, and the legs are like this big. It's like, I don't think this is gonna happen today, Chief. It's fucking so bad. But I would like to do it because there's something, like, relaxing about it. I don't know. It's just really calming.
Oh, yeah, no, like, yeah.
So if I had a bunch of money, I would like get one of those nice drawing tablets and
When I was little, there was like a
take
book I got
lessons.
from the library that was like how to draw certain animals.
Mhm.
And I don't remember having it for very long, but I still specifically remember, for whatever reason, the one I found was like how to draw a shark. And so basically I can draw a pretty mean great white shark in profile a very specific way.
And that's it.
Just that one thing, that one way. Because I just remember some of the proportions of things. And I also haven't done this in ages, so it probably would look like trash now, but like
I have heard a good way to learn is to. There's a lot of apps now that allow you to take a photo and put it on it as your background and change its
and trace.
Right, but instead of just straight tracing, you do the artist things, like you draw the circle with the crosshair for the face to show those proportions so you understand where that positioning is. You draw out the baseline for the shoulder line, for the waistline, for where the hands are. You start learning on art that already exists so you can kind of visualize where those proportions are. And then you'll start learning those and you'll start tracing, you'll start learning those hand motions and stuff like that, and then you can slowly start taking that away so that you can just do it yourself. Because I mean,
and part of it also is the tools of the trade,
Mhm.
right? Like there is layering, and layers are hugely important.
Layers are very important
because it lets you it basically simplifies the job, but it's also like it's how you do the art even when it's physical media. You draw and then you draw something on top of something else, right? Like that is how people paint and people draw on physical media as well. Like you're like, how did they create that perfect tree in front of that mountain? It's like, well, they drew the mountain in the back and then they put the tree on top of it. They just drew both things. Even though you don't see it all. And that's something that especially like a kid usually will not grasp that. They view it as one cohesive
If you
thing.
watched Bob Ross, actually,
Yes.
you really kind of understand that, because he would draw the landscape first, and then he would basically work from the back of the page to the front of the page, in a sense. And like if you think of it as a very small three-dimensional space, he would pull everything forward because it's easier to do that.
Unironically, it was a year or two ago, there was a phase where I was just watching Bob Ross videos on YouTube because they were
so
fun
awesome
to watch.
He's oh god, everything.
Not to mention there was a Twitch channel just like restreaming all of his episodes at one point.
Apparently,
I think you're walking in circles, by the way. But
apparently, proceeds for that, when people would donate and stuff, actually went to like a bunch of different like scholarships.
Well, he worked for PBS. PBS is public, and they're a nonprofit, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and then the original art that he did on the show they would keep some of it and send it to different studios, but then they also would just sell some of it for charities. So,
all right.
But yeah, no, it's.
I gotta check the fucking map. God damn it.
Well, I just saw you going, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't go that way.
I don't think you
yet.
were going. I don't think you were going in circles, but yeah. Also, Metal Drac is leveling up much faster, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it.
He must have a different EXP curve.
Speaking of Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior Monsters, Dragon Warriors Tact released on mobile. It released yesterday. It's the Dragon Warrior Monster tactical game for mobile.
I actually saw today. Oh, you didn't give it meat.
Yeah, I'll get another one.
Spot slime. We need one of those. I actually saw today or yesterday maybe that I was Googling something about Dragon Warrior Monsters, and I had completely forgotten that this game got a full 3D remake on 3DS. It was just Japan only. It never had a Western release, but it was a full 3D. And they like added 100 monsters, and you could have 4 monsters on your team.
Well, I mean, there's also
added dungeons.
There's also
all sorts of stuff.
There's also, I mean, Dragon Quest Monsters still exists today.
But it was a straight up remake of this game. There were sequels and things too. But...
Yeah, there's Joker 2, there's things like that.
And I saw some people saying that those ones apparently aren't as good.
Yeah.
But like I said, this one got a remake, but it never got localized, it never got re-released. It apparently performed very well in Japan. But
well, Dragon Quest usually performs better in Japan than it does in the States.
Well, yeah, it's a very big deal.
Which is
a much bigger deal.
Which has actually changed recently with Dragon Quest XI. Dragon Quest XI did really well in the States.
Yeah.
Thankfully, good lord, I couldn't. Ooh, we're actually.
We haven't battled one of those guys before.
Nope. Which I'm glad that Dragon Quest is starting to do better, because I want to see them come here.
When you go to battle that guy, let me wait a moment so I can see the monsters he has, or just outright start trying to steal them if they look good. But trainers have stuff that you can't get a lot of times other places, so I kind of want to see what he has. And make sure your Metal Drac is healed. His HP is very low. I think, for the record, that's because he's a material class monster, which are high defenses, low HP. But yeah, you have sirloins too, so like.
We could always heal right before, or heal. We could always save right beforehand.
Save state, yeah.
Yeah, man. He's a master merchant. He'll give me something if I beat him. He has a lava hand and looks like a metal slime.
Lava Man we want. So, I would recommend tossing out a sirloin now, just to like get it out there.
Oh, I was gonna attack the other guys and then toss out.
I mean, if you want to do that too,
because I can't control if they attack him first.
Well, I know, but it also means you have less opportunities later to give meat because you can't.
Right, but if he dies and he's not the last one that dies, it doesn't matter.
True. So I guess I would focus on the night guy. Should go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Or focus on the metal guy because he's gonna be. If you have like a metal slash or something on somebody. I doubt that you have.
I think I might have one.
Oh, the metally attacked the Rogue Knight.
Which is weird.
So I would do your meat now, because
we can try it.
They've both taken damage. You're not liable. All 3 monsters are not liable to auto attack the Lava Man.
Man, you really doubt our luck.
And if you got a Medley, that would be fine too.
That's
They're
true.
hard to catch.
Medley would be good.
And the Night Guy is probably going to die in not that many attacks.
Oh, we got that.
Okay. Honestly, this guy is worth throwing the second sirloin at. There's still not a huge chance we're going to get it, but I would just throw meat at this thing.
We can just save state it.
You could. I mean, save state it now if you want to. I don't know when the RNG works.
I mean, we can save state it like right beforehand. Damn, he's getting a lot of levels from. Oh, he got back up. We got him.
Oh my god, we got okay. This changes a lot. Okay. So here's the deal. I've mentioned the gold slime as being effectively impossible to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he requires, in addition to one of the different king slimes, he requires a gold golem.
Yeah.
And you can make a gold golem by breeding a lava man and an ice man. And those are really hard to get because they take some pretty high level monsters. But if you can catch one of them, you don't need to take him.
No, I didn't.
But if you can catch one of them, it halves the amount of work you have to do. So let me look now.
Whoa, we got it!
If it's
Yay!
feasible for us to try to breed.
Guys, we won the stock market. We got a
Iceman.
lava man.
we can make an Iceman with the metal track.
I thought we were gonna.
Ideally, you still do want a spot slime, but they don't take anywhere near as much stuff.
I gave him bad meat.
I think that actually poisons him.
It does. I think we already have a spot slime. I didn't think we used it already.
I know we've had one before, but I thought we bred it.
We might have.
So Iceman actually takes the metal drac and one other thing, which actually shouldn't be hard to get. But I'm trying to make sure we didn't need the metal drac for something else. So let me look at that.
How's everybody else doing in the chat? How has your week gone besides watching the world just burn to the ground? Life, Oh, I know. Trust me.
Okay, so Metal Drac, if we wanted to get
you're going into work,
Metal
are you?
King...
That's unfortunate.
If we wanted a Metal King, which wouldn't be a terrible thing to have, then the Metal Drac would be useful. But if we can get the Gold Golem instead... If we can get a Spot King... Okay, good. Keep that as well. If we can get... Okay, we can actually maybe get the gold slime, which would be insane. I've never gotten it before. Okay. Iceman requires a metal drac.
We have 2 spot slimes now.
That's actually also good. That is ideal. Because spot slimes make more spot slimes. And so this is actually a good thing.
Ooh.
Okay, so to make the Iceman, we need a Metal Drac, and we need Skullgon or White King. What's Skullgon? And what is White King?
Anybody gonna make the joke? Anybody gonna make the joke? No? Okay, good idea. Joe's very.
Skullgon should be.
This is great.
I'm legit. This would be very exciting. This would be very exciting if we could get this.
This is great podcast material.
Oh, for sure. It definitely is. Skullgon is.
Kitty, are we doing some Rune Factory 4 tomorrow, or do you work tomorrow?
Did we get rid of our battle Rex?
I think so. For the one guy, the big guy.
The Andriel? We may have done that. Do we still have... What is Rayburn?
Anyway, Dragon Quest Tact is out, you guys. You should try it. It's fun. If you want to play along at home, download this mobile app. # not an ad.
Ooh, okay, there we go. That should be easy enough to do.
Also, Princess Connect Redive.
Okay.
See if Kitty will hear me on that one. I doubt it though. Sorry. Get a little animated with all the sounds.
All right.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah.
I've got a bit of a plan.
That scares me.
Boom! It's gonna take a couple steps.
Saw is ready.
But Bone Slave, if we can get another one of those.
I already killed him. You didn't...
It is another thing that could help us get this thing.
Fine.
He can be used to get some useful stuff.
Welcome to hell. I agree. This is hell.
Don't stress about the Bone Slave thing. If you get one, great. If you don't, that's fine too.
Bones. Oh, man, I want that new Spider-Man movie to come out already.
Spider-Verse 2 or Spider-Man 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Both. Damn, I gotta still wait a month for the new Persona 5 stuff.
Strikers?
Yeah. Month.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I only have to wait like a little over a week. I gotta wait a little over a week, and then Honey Pop 2 will be out. So that'll be enough time to wait for Strikers. Dragalia Lost is doing a Strikers collab. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, with our PS5 arriving tomorrow,
Woo!
I might finally start FF7R. Or, yeah, that's probably what I'd do first.
That's good.
I saw the whole game played, but like,
That's good. That's
wouldn't
good.
mind.
I would
trying to use skills that don't, or just defend or something like that.
I could have
So we can make sure you don't.
I could have probably done that. I'm stupid. Oh well.
That's fine.
I missed. Okay. I was gonna say something. Man, I wish. I know the remake is like prettier and all that stuff, but the original is also pretty fun. And with
FF7?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And with the
I have no doubt.
With the PS4 version, you can do like sped up battle, which is really nice, and that does help.
You can do all sorts of stuff.
Like any JRPG that includes battle speed up is just so good. So good.
That's the Bravely games and Octopath all have that.
Yeah, a lot
well, Octopath doesn't have speed up. I don't think. Maybe it does. I can't remember now.
A lot of games have it. I mean, even Persona 5 kind of had it. You hit the start button and it would auto go. Oh shit! Somebody's calling.
You just learned so many spells.
I'm busy. Dusty, I'm sorry.
Just get rid of strong D. You're never gonna use it.
Strong D. Hold on a second. Let me see what he wants. Good content. Good filler. Okay. Mobile games, Strikers. Oh, the original. Yeah, I like games that add the Dragon Quest didn't have it. Dragon Quest 11 didn't have it, but I think the definitive edition does. I should buy the definitive edition so that I can play the extra content, because there's like a whole like you can do a relationship content afterward, and there's some like post game things that you can do. And
Bravely had not only auto battle, but it had speed up with 2 different degrees of speed up,
mm-hmm.
and then it also had auto battle where it just remembers the last actions all your characters took.
That's nice.
And so you can do, if you need to grind, it also allows you to manually change the encounter rate So I've been trying to finish that game finally recently, the first one. And since I'm at the end of the game and I was just running around, Bravely does the thing where they have chests that you can't open the first time you go into a dungeon. You have to go back for them.
Yeah, you have to get like a certain thing or a key.
You finally get the special key that lets you open them. I finally got that key for this game, and so I've just had encounters off. And I've just been running around getting everything because it's significantly faster. I'm already over leveled. Like, I did a ton of grinding before using the auto battle, so I don't need shit. Like, I'm just running around doing the story missions and like skipping, because the whole thing too with Bravely is that you revisit a lot of dungeons multiple times, and if the encounter rate was set to normal the whole time, it would be infuriating. So I just turned it off. I'm just like, enemies do bullshit in these games where they will cast death and they will confuse your whole party out of nowhere and shit, and you can very easily black out with very little warning. So it is in my best interest to just have encounters turned off right now, and just go do all the boss fights basically, because I'm at a stage of the game where it's basically just boss fights after boss fights.
Oof.
So
that can get a little rough.
It is. I mean, Bravely Default is heavily criticized for the second half of the first game. Second game, nowhere near as bad. It is downright. It is good how they did a twist on it.
Bravely Second, not Bravely Default 2, to be fair.
Correct.
For those who may be
Correct.
confused about
Bravely
a Final
Second
Fantasy naming system.
Well, it's the opposite of that as well.
Yeah, it's a little fucking weird.
Bravely Second is the direct sequel to Bravely Default. Bravely Default 2 is a new series in the franchise. That said, based on how the Bravely games work, the odds that the games may wind up being at least kind of connected is non-zero. Because without getting too far into it, Bravely Default and Bravely Second get into like alternate timeline, parallel dimension type shenanigans. So the likelihood of Bravely Default 2 actually having some connection is pretty reasonable. So we will see. You've got to be getting close to being done with this dungeon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I stand by I like the fact that old ports of games like Final Fantasy 9, 12, and 7, and now 8 as well, that have come to the PlayStation 4 have added, like, you can turn off encounters, you can do walk speed, you can do battle speed, like...
You can probably thank Pokemon ROM hackers for doing that. Just because they are one of the more emulated franchises.
I love Final Fantasy X, don't get me wrong, I love that game, but I wish the remastered would have included a speed up, because one of the trophies is filling out the entire sphere grid. And if you do the standard sphere grid, you have a bunch more nodes than the expert sphere grid. So if you do the expert sphere grid, you have less nodes, but there's still a bunch of empty nodes. So for people who don't know about Final Fantasy X, the sphere grid system is an insanely good system that so many people have tried to copy off of because it's just that good. But what happens is when you level up, you get levels that you get to use to move your person around this spherical grid.
It's like imagine you had a bunch of characters and they all had skill trees, except all the skill trees are very big and also connected to each other.
Yeah, and so each sphere is a stat, whether it's strength, HP, MP, magic, defense,
or skills,
agility, luck, accuracy is another one. I think that's all of them.
Probably evasion, maybe.
Oh yeah, evasion is another one. You're right.
Yep.
And then, so you fill out the board that way. So to do that very effectively, you have to farm these monsters in the monster arena. And every fucking time you hit one of these monsters that you have to farm a shit ton of, he does a counterattack, and the animations are long, and it takes hours.
To its credit, the fight animations in Final Fantasy X are very snappy.
They are. I agree.
Which is they do go fast.
They do.
I really appreciate in in Bravely Default, when you have speed up turned on, it turns off things like summoning animations. There's little cutscenes that play.
Man,
and
let's
those
talk
just
about
don't play.
Final Fantasy VII Knights of the Round. I hate that shit.
All right, we need to go do some breeding, and we need to go look at the farm. I'm going to derail you for a bit so we can get back to just grinding, because we are going to have to level up some stuff.
But this isn't what this is about. This is just a vehicle to talk.
Well, but we got to do some of this, and I'm going to have to like legitimately probably write some things down.
Mom, do we have to?
We do.
Do we have
to? So, right on the back of this receipt.
Oh boy.
We need to make...
Do we still have our Rex? Hey, we still have our Battle Rex.
We still have Battle Rex. That changes some things.
Yay.
Do we have a zombie class monster that is the opposite gender as Battle Rex?
Well, Battle Rex is a little girly.
Bone Slave would be a zombie class.
We have Goop.
That's material. Zombie, go one more page to the right and you'll see the little icon.
Not when I check them, apparently.
I think you just hit A again.
I did. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I don't actually think we do. The zombie class is like a skull or something like that.
We got Metal Drac. That's a...
It's a devil.
He's a fire devil. Slime, dragon. Is that a little skull guy? What is that? Is that material?
That is material.
Yeah, that's probably material. Yeah. It's devil.
If we have to go catch a random zombie, that's fine.
We do not have any kind of zombie.
Sadly, zombies, all the zombie recipes require at least one zombie. So, like, as a starting ground, we need to catch at least one somewhere.
I don't know where to catch them. Okay,
so let me... But Bone Slave would be one. We could get one of those guys.
Bone Slave.
But let me look at... Okay. So if we go... Or what's the other one? So we're going for gold slime. That's what we're going for. So let me work backwards. Gold slime takes an Iceman and a Lava Man. We have Lava Man, so gold
Lava Man.
Ice.
I want to play fucking Zelda Randomizer because
Lava Man we have
got the goddamn Zelda's Lullaby finally. Because we are smart people. Damn, AOC really straight up on Twitch with like 308,000 viewers. What a goddess. She's fantastic. And she really is trying to connect with, like, the audience that she knows that she can reach. That's just so cool. Like, I don't care if you support her or not, she's at least making an effort to try and connect with people in a way that they like to be connected with, and that's just awesome. For, like, any kind of legislative standpoint, that's so fucking cool.
An Iceman is Metal Drac, which we have, plus either Skullgon or White King. Skullgon.
There's that White King.
White King.
Damn white king.
And huh?
There's that white king again.
Yeah, and then so we could technically, if we had, we could go Bone Slave plus Great Drac, but I think we want to keep Great Drac for a little bit.
The greatest of Dracs.
So we want to do Skullgon. And so Skullgon takes zombie, any zombie, plus Battle Rex.
So we have to get a male zombie.
We have Lava Man, we have Metal Drac, and we have Battle Rex. If we get a single male zombie, then we can get all the way to the gold slime. So, if you want to do a little bit of breeding right now, we do need to make some spot slimes, but we can do that later. So let's do.
I'm not worried about spot slimes if we're gonna get this gold thing.
We need any male zombies. So I'm gonna look up. So there's Bone Slave, which was in the dungeon we were just in. We could go back and try to get a Bone Slave.
Right.
Though we would need the right gender. We don't have to, like, Battle Rex is just something we already have that we are not planning on using for anything else. There are other things, but they're just like harder to get.
Content.
Oh, Sword Gone was any dragon plus any material. So
we have dragons and materials.
we could instead of using Battle Rex, we could use a Sword Gone, which Sword Gone is just any dragon plus any material.
We have that.
Which we can do. So basically, we still need a zombie, but if we get the wrong gender or something, we can try to make the Sword Gone instead.
Why don't we just do the Sword Gone? We can make it. Like, literally right now.
Because we still would need to breed the Sword Gone with a zombie.
I can leave it as an egg. Doesn't matter. We can
right. What a point being, Sword Gone takes the place of Battle Rex. So we need a zombie no matter what. And then if we get the wrong gender and Battle Rex doesn't work, then we can breed the Sword Gone to ensure that we have the right gender.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So.
Okay. I guess I'll just go look for a Bone Sleeve.
Bone Slave, yeah. That's the one that you were just in. I don't think it actually shows up until the later floors. Yep. So just skip the first, just go through the first, 4 or 5. And then...
Oh, man.
Pick up meat, because we're going to need meat for the Bone Slave. Ooh, and sirloin in particular.
What a dumb name. Bone Sleeve. How fucking stupid is that? So...
Well, okay, go ahead and start. I'm going to go get myself another beer.
There's I'm playing Rune Factory right now, and you can tame... You can play Pokemon, basically, is what you can do. You can tame monsters.
Sure.
And, there's these sheep type monsters, and there's these cow ones or whatever, and if you capture them, they produce, there's chickens and stuff like that. So if you catch one, they produce an egg or milk or fur or whatever. But then you can also capture monsters to help you fight and such. And I was in this dungeon, and I rescued this green fairy. These fucking writers knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, I watched this clip.
Oh, you did? You watched the clip?
Yeah, I watched your clips.
Oh, it was not great, because what you do is you rescue the fairy, and she says, I have nothing to give you, but she's like, you can take me instead, or my body instead. I should probably actually watch the clip, because it's really fucking stupid, what the actual exact writing is. Because it's what the fuck? Was this really okay?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's not the clip with what it said. So,
Well, while you're trying to find that, I'm going to use the restroom.
but it was some very, very interesting word choice that they used. And, you know, it's not, like I said, something to the like of, I don't know, I have no material possessions, take me instead. And it's like, okay, that's a little weird. And so usually, you know, you can send her back into the monster barn, and you can take a brush and you can brush your monsters so that they like you more. So if I brush my chicken or my cow or whatever, they will eventually produce better milk or bigger eggs or more fur or whatever. And every time you brush them, you can brush them once a day, a little musical note pops up to show that you've brushed that monster. When you brush the fairy, a fucking heart pops up.
I have returned.
Why? Why? Why do they do this? It's like they knew exactly what they were doing. It's fucking these damn writers, man. They knew. They knew. It's so goofy. Don't mind me. I just have GME stock, like just sitting here, just gazing at how much money I could have made.
In other funny news, in Fire Emblem Heroes, in the annual Choose Your Legends
I saw this
popularity contest
Marth
thing,
finally won.
No, so he hasn't won yet. So, but what's happening right now is even more funny. So how it works?
Because he was at the top last time I checked.
They do interim results, and he was in fact in first place. So here's the backstory. So every year, Fire Emblem Heroes does an event where everybody gets to vote on their favorite characters, and everybody gets one vote for 7 days for 7 total votes. And the top 2 vote receiving females and male characters will have special alts made based on the winners that come later in the year. So they make units for the game with like special armor and unique whatever based purely on what the fans vote for. Now, the first year it came out, let's see. The first year it came out, fairly predictable. The first winners were Lynn, Ike, Lucina, and Roy.
Yeah, people
which
have a
is
hard
to say,
on for
fan favorite
Lynn
characters.
And
Yeah, like Lynn and Lucina are very popular waifus. Roy and Ike are in Smash. Like, people like these characters. This was not a huge surprise.
Right.
Fair enough. And the game was fresh out. The early fans to Fire Emblem Heroes were mostly like dedicated Fire Emblem fans, so they didn't really favor the new games necessarily heavily.
Didn't Big Titty Mommy get a ult as well?
She did eventually. So then year 2 was a little bit more surprising, actually. The winners were, on the men's side, Hector and Ephraim.
Everyone liked Hector because he was crazy good in the game.
He's crazy good. He's a really fun character. He's from the same games as Lynn. And he's like a fun guy. He's like a cool character.
Yeah.
He's like cool guy.
People really like him.
Ephraim is he's a fan favorite of like series veterans. In the games, he and his twin sister Erica are like the dual main characters of their game. And Ephraim's just like an all-around likable guy. People really like him. And then on the women's side, it was Celica, who is the main character of Fire Emblem Gaiden/Echoes, the remake of Gaiden. She's a really cool female character. She's just like a veritable badass. She's not like big booby whatever.
She's not Lolly Dragon either, right?
Right. No, Noe is not that popular.
Yeah.
But Celica's very, very popular. She's like an actual badass. She's a really good character in her game. She's great. Male winner was Veronica, who is an original character to the Heroes mobile game. And at this point, people were surprised that they still have not actually released the so-called like vanilla. In a few of the story missions, you fight against this like main antagonist character, but you still cannot get her on your team yet in the game. And so she now has an alt that you can get. So that was cool. Year 3, we started getting into more like sort of less common stuff. So we have Alm, who is Celica's counterpart in Echoes and Guidance. He's the like male lord of that game. Great character. I've played Echoes. He's cool. Ellawood, who is Roy's dad. So not surprising there. He's another cool guy. He's like friends with Hector. Not surprising. Then there's Micaiah. Micaiah is Ike's counterpart. She's like a princess type character from Ike's game. So she got an all. And then Camilla, who people like because she has big boobs for Fates. Now, part of why these characters won, because you might be thinking, why did Marth not win? Like, Marth is Marth. And the problem is, for the first 3 years that they did Choose Your Legends,
it's a meme.
You pick your hero by going to a game title. So they list all the different games. You pick the game you want to vote from, and then you pick the character from that game. And a few of the games were even split up, with the ones that have really big skips in time, where the characters change a lot or whatever. You could pick. There were 2 different ways to pick the game. Anyways, Marth appears in, I think, 4 different Fire Emblem games, or 3 where one has a time skip or something. And they are tallying the votes for every game independently. So because Marth was in 3 games, people voting for Marth were splitting their votes between 3 different Marth versions.
That's a really terrible fucking way to do that.
It's a terrible system, and it's a shock that Ike won year 1, because they did the same thing to him. Ike is also in 2 games. And people just picked the version. They picked the Radiant Dawn version because that's the one most people have played, more so than his second game. And that is why Micaiah showed up later, because they eventually, or no, they hadn't combined the games yet. Either way, this was a really dumb thing. So in year 4, they finally stopped that. They said certain characters that appear in multiple games will have their votes tallied together. But year 4 is also the year that 3 Houses came out. And this was only a few months removed from 3 Houses, which was very well received. And at the time in Fire Emblem Heroes, when they held the vote, the main 3 characters of the game, Dimitri, Edelgard, and Claude, had not received their like older self versions of their characters yet. There was the young versions still.
Plus people like Edelgard.
Yes, people like Edelgard. I don't. That's a whole separate thing.
Step on
Anyways. Huh?
She's all about the whole stepping on me phase that people like.
Yeah, she definitely wants to step on some people. Anyways, Fire Emblem 3 Houses swept, and so Dimitri and Claude won the men's side, and then Edelgard won the women's side, and the other woman winner was Lysithea, who is another 3 Houses character who's incredibly popular, super good unit in the game, and wasn't in Heroes yet at all. Okay, so now we've got those 4. So now, year 5, this is Marth's year, and the other main absence is Chrom. Because Chrom
right, yep.
is the
He's
Awakening
popular
main character.
You know, is in Smash, what have you.
Super popular, super well-liked, and yet had not won yet. Likewise, Robin was problematic. Robin and Corrin, because there's male and female avatars.
Yes.
And because the whole thing is split based on male and female, I think they are always splitting the vote.
Gate.
They're always splitting the vote, and so they've not won yet. But anyways, year 5. The other thing they did, though, is they did have to add a few characters to 3 Houses because the DLC had come out.
Damn it,
the Ashen Wolves. Okay. The Ashen Wolves DLC came out a couple of months after Choose Your Legends 4, so none of those characters had made it in yet. So people looked and they realized that in addition to all the Ashen Wolves characters being in the 3 Houses selection now, of the characters you can vote for, there are they include bad guys, because sometimes Fire Emblem Heroes has bad guys that you can recruit, and so they have to include notable bad guys. And they also include, there are NPC characters who, you know, there are some who are important to the story and maybe fight with you, but they're never like on your team per se. They're like AI controlled. For example, in 3 Houses, Byleth's father joins you for several missions. You never recruit him onto your team, but he is like in the story, he's in cutscenes, he's in all this stuff, and he has like he's on the field, he fights, and so like he's definitely in. So like
he's
you could vote for
he's
him.
an asset in the game already.
Right. So
Right.
in other words, basically they include him in the list of characters that people can vote for. And because it's really hard to draw the line, they seem to basically include any character that has more than just like one line of dialogue. If they have like an actual name, they're included. But in addition to all the people they added for the Ash and Wolves DLC, they added into the Three Houses section an NPC who is known only as the Gatekeeper. And after every mission in the game,
Oh no.
he's like a normal ass soldier. He's just a normal guy in normal armor. And you can talk to him, and he always has this like cheery, he's got like a super positive attitude, and he always talks about, you know, the recent events of the game. And so people really liked him. Like since the game has come out, people have joked that the Gatekeeper is one of the best / funniest / whatever characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Gatekeeper is in the list now.
Oh
and
no.
He's in second place.
Oh, I see
And
this. I see this going very bad for Marth.
Well, so Martha's in first, but Crom might miss again, depending on how. It really just depends. So after the interim results, things always change because people realize that who they were voting for before maybe does or does not stand a chance. So like, there were probably a lot of people who thought Gatekeeper had no chance because like, haha, funny, some people are voting for him, but like he's obviously not going to win.
And
People might realize, oh, he actually has a chance. So
it's
we're going
Brexit all over again.
Because it would be really, really funny if Gatekeeper won. Likewise, if people see that their character is in like third place, they might go, oh, if I got to make sure I was going to vote for, you know, some people like to split their 7 votes between 7 different characters or whatever. They might focus all the rest of the votes on the one that's in third place that they really want to win. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if like, because things could switch around. Like the last couple of years, the interim results have not been the final results. I think every year the interim results, at least one of them gets knocked out or the places swap or whatever.
Interesting.
So, except for last year. Last year was Three Houses, and so that one swept, and that was there from the get-go. That's not like surprising. But yeah, the previous years, 2 years ago, Marth was in second place, and then Ellawood bumped him out of second place. And the year before that, oh no, that one was the same. Okay, but yeah, anyways, that's sort of the funny thing. And so if Gatekeeper wins, he will be some random NPC who was never going to get into the game. He was never going to get into Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, he's an NPC. But
Now he
if it
is.
does, but if he gets in, it would be absolutely hilarious.
That's always fuck it. That community memes so damn hard.
They do. The on the women, so it's currently Marth, Gatekeeper, Crom. On the women's side, it's Erica, who I said was Ephraim's like other half, and then female Byleth is actually in second place because people really like female Byleth over male Byleth.
I mean, yeah.
Well, people like female Robin, but a lot of people like male Robin too, because in Awakening, Robin actually has dialogue. Byleth is known for being a basically silent protagonist, so there's really not much to say about either one of them.
Who's the crazy not witch girl, but like goddess girl with the green hair who appears in Violet's
Sothis.
Final Smash?
Sothis.
Okay.
She is the like deity of that iteration of Fire Emblem.
She's funny.
She is really good, and she already has like 3 or 4 alts in the game.
Damn.
She's in 14th place. She is really popular, but like
If you have
she's a
3 or 4
lolly dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's already in the game with Lon. People want to get the people. Marth deserves to win by this point.
Oh yeah.
But then people want to vote for the characters they want, and yeah. But no, for Awakening, people like male and female Robin because, their relationship. You can have a romantic Crom and then female Robin pairing. But honestly, I really like Robin and Crom as like as platonic friends, even if Robin is female, they have a really good friendship and they have a really good banter. And so I personally prefer them. Like when I've played Awakening twice now, and I never paired them up because I think they're better as just like really good friends. I think it's a really good.
Hey man,
like,
people will ship all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh, people ship all sorts of things, and Awakening is all about shipping people.
What
'cause
about
that's
that
how you get
zombie?
different characters and stats. Hork. Hork's a zombie, I think. Yeah, Hork counts.
Okay.
So if you do defend, defend, attack, and then defend, defend, attack, and then you throw a sirloin at the Hork, you should get him. Yeah, if Gatekeeper wins, it's going to be an absolutely hilarious. I have absolutely no idea what they will do. Like, it'll be absolutely wild if they do it. And they release like actual vote totals and stuff too, so they can't really fake it. And I'm sure the people making the game would love to make a Gatekeeper like that. I'm sure that they think that's super cool.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. But the other thing too, though, is they specifically make these characters alts. So he like,
it's a male. We can breed him with Battle Rex.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Okay.
that if they make him, the other thing about Gatekeeper is you also never see his face. His helmet comes down to like here, and so we might get a face reveal in Heroes, and that would be fun.
Do I want to say bye to one of my monsters? Yes.
Get rid of the flower with the old flower guy.
I don't fucking
know who I'm
remember
talking
his
about.
name, but yeah.
I think it's like Flora Man or Floor or something. Or the bean guy.
Well, I put Flo, and I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Oh, Flower Man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was about to say you did not check.
I didn't. I meant to hit the check button, but I did.
I think he was. I think you're fine.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the ones that we needed, so.
For the record, you really would like Three Houses. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You would dig the shit out of that game.
I mean, has Edelgard in it?
I would be very surprised. You know nothing about her, and I would be very surprised if your opinion of her did not change while you played the game.
Also, what's her name? Dorothea?
Dorothea, yeah.
Yeah.
You can recruit Dorothea no matter what. The three, Dimitri, Claude, and Edelgard, you only get them based on which house you pick, and you make that decision right away. But all the other characters, even though they start in other houses, you can get all of them.
Damn, he's only level 5.
Dorothea is in Edelgard's house.
I'm glad I took him with me because he's only level 5. That would have sucked if we got back.
Yeah, good idea to level him up now.
Yeah, we'll just level him up through the rest of this dungeon real quick, and then we'll go breed.
If I had to, list of.
We have to breed this with Metal Drac though.
We have to breed the zombie with Battle Rex.
Right, and then that with Metal Drac, right?
And then that makes a Skullgon. The Skullgon gets bred with Metal Drac. And then that makes the Iceman, which gets bred with Lava Man to make Gold Golem, which gets bred with the Spot King to make a Gold Slime.
Oh god. Okay. That's a lot.
There's a lot of steps, and we still have to make the Spot King.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Let me see. I'm going to look at the list of Three Houses characters. I think that you would like...
And who's the
assassin lady?
The Lance girl who has the pink armor.
Lance girl in Three Houses?
Maybe it's Three Houses, so just Fire Emblem in general.
There's a girl with pink hair.
Mm.
She uses an axe, not a lance.
I'd have to look. One of the cosplayers.
Lancer with...
One of the cosplayers I follow, she does a lot of Fire Emblem cosplays. Like a lot of them.
I mean, in Fire Emblem Heroes, they released an alt of the pink-haired girl as a Lancer for Christmas.
Was she in pink armor as well? Because she just did...
She was wearing like a Santa coat.
She just did Shamir.
And pink tights.
This cosplayer I'm talking about, she just did, yeah.
Oh, Shamir, you would actually like Shamir.
She did Shamir.
Shamir is like a foreign mercenary lady.
She did Tifa
There
as well.
is no
recently.
pink-haired default.
She wasn't
Lancer, or
pink-haired.
pink
She
armored
was
default.
white hair.
White hair.
I believe so.
And a lancer? It's not a lance. There's just no way it's a lance. There's not even a bad guy that fits that description.
I don't know. Let me check through her
White hair is either Edelgard or Lysithea.
Twitter.
Their white hair is actually part of their like backstory.
Twitter is full of a bunch of her boobies. Well, not like showing boobies, but cosplay boobies.
What's her
What's
her Twitter handle?
Luxlow cosplay.
Or send it to me.
Miss Luxlow. Well, it's not Miss, but her Twitter handle should just be Luxlow cosplay. Well, she did her as well. Helga? Who's is Helga who it is?
Helga is not Three Houses.
Yeah, it was
And
Fire
frankly,
Emblem.
I don't think there's a Helga in Fire Emblem.
I don't know. She's a Helga Hufflepuff Fire Emblem thing. Keep looking. Keep looking. She does a lot of cosplay. She does a lot of posting.
You're not wrong about that.
She does a lot of posting. She's great. She does great cosplay.
Dorothea.
She does a lot of lewd cosplays and a lot of very good cosplays as well. Her Otodago Cyberpunk cosplay is incredible. She's done a full Otodago cosplay as well, which is fantastic. She's done an Aerith. She's done Makoto. She does an incredible Makoto. She has a really good Antakamaki as well. She did a beach Corrin, which was pretty good.
There, Fire Emblem Heroes. There's a Summer Corrin, so I can imagine that one.
Yeah, that's the one she did. It was beach Corrin.
I guess the white-haired Lancer. She could have done Summer Robin.
Maybe.
In Fire Emblem Heroes, Summer Robin is a Lance unit.
Maybe.
Did the Lance have a bunch of fish attached to it?
I don't think so.
Well, we can look for it later.
Oh, there's so
for
much. She
another time.
posts so much.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean, she's wonderful. There it is. Effie.
Oh, Effie. Effie is from Fates.
Yeah, she does Effie. It's a
She's not from Three Houses. but
pink
yes,
Lancer.
Pink armored Lancer. Yeah, I should have guessed Effie.
Yep. She did a very good cosplay of that. It was spectacular.
Effie is really cool. She's a fun character as well. She's like a her big thing is that she like eats a lot of food and is like kind of shy, I think. Let's see, from Three Houses, from the Black Eagles house, you would like Dorothea and Edelgard. I'd question Edelgard, I don't know. You might like Petra. I think you'll just find Bernadetta annoying.
Which one's Petra?
Like I did. Petra is the like long purple-haired ponytail.
Oh yeah, she's Luxo's also done a cosplay of her as well.
Yeah, she's very popular and she's a good character. Bernadetta is the like recluse trope where she like never wants to leave her room ever. And she's very timid and shy and literally runs away from like social situations. Like literally sprints away, which I found to be annoying. And they explain it with her backstory. She doesn't have a very happy backstory, and they explain that. But I still just didn't find that.
Oh, she has an anime tragedy backstory?
Yeah, it's actually like. Side note: Three Houses is pretty dark. All Fire Emblem games tend to actually be pretty dark, but like, she talks about how she was like mistreated by her parents, and you're like, oh, that's sad. That explains why you're shy. And then you learn more, and you're like, oh, they strapped her to a chair and like abused her because she was like not good enough or whatever. And you're like, that's very different.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Some people have backstories that involve a lot of murder. Yeah.
Murder.
There's a fair number of orphans. There's
always orphans, though, man. Always. Take care of
Blue
the
Lions.
orphans.
That's Dimitri's house.
See, last week we were all about the Pokemon podcast, and now we're about Stonks and Fire Emblem.
I personally think the Blue Lions house, which is Dimitri's, has the best characters in the house. People don't like the Dimitri as much, but specifically that one, the sad backstory is there's a girl who was engaged to one of the other guys in the house's brother, and that brother died in this big tragic event that happened, which is also part of the backstory of Dimitri.
All right, Zombie is level 10.
Is the prince to a kingdom, and basically the king the king was assassinated along with a bunch of other people, and so like there's the guy who's mad that his brother died, there's the girl who's sad that her fiance died, and yada yada. And then the Golden Deer house is all the like oddballs and quirky people. There's like the overly romantic type guy. There's the I'm just caring for my little sister trope. There's the obsessed with your dad girl. There's
with whose dad? Her dad or some
your dad, Byleth's dad.
Oh God.
She's weirdly obsessed with your dad.
She thirsty.
She
got the thirst.
Yeah. She is thirsty for your dad. And then there's Hilda, who's like the super lazy, manipulative type. And then there's a cast of people that belong. So you're in a school, right? And then there are people that belong to like the staff of the school. And they're the other characters. One of them, weirdly enough, is a deadbeat dad to one of the other characters in the game. That's an interesting dynamic. And you only get to explore that relationship in one of the houses. He doesn't join your team. Yeah, he's a not just a deadbeat, like he literally ditches his family and pretends that he doesn't know who his daughter is. Even though it's definitely him.
That's fucked up,
yeah.
Dude.
And then and again, he doesn't join you if you do Black Eagles or Golden Deer. He only joins your team if you do the Blue Lions, and you do not get to explore that relationship very much at all.
Poison gone plus
Lions. 1? No. You gotta do it in the other order. We need a Skullgone. So the zombie first. So you need to back out of this.
Alright. Zombie first.
Zombie first. Then Battle Rex.
Skullgone plus 1.
Skullgone, great. And we will, before you hatch it, we will need it to be the opposite gender as Metal Drac.
Yeah. And we'll end there for the night. Because we got some fucking Zelda to play. Because we got a bunch of shit to do.
I feel like you would wind up liking, in all of 3 houses, I feel like you might actually legit like Shamir the most. There's also the sexy teacher lady.
Look,
who is...
I've seen Shamir's cosplay. The only reason I liked the cosplay that Luxlo did is because of her ass. Other than that, that was not my thing.
Manuela is
Luxlo's
the sexy
ass
teacher
is my
lady.
thing, though.
Manuela is number 1. She hits on all the male characters and also female Byleth, though you cannot date her as a woman.
Unfortunate.
But she hits on all the male characters inappropriately because she's a teacher and she hits on a lot of the students. But then she is also a raging alcoholic.
That's funny.
And completely inept with men.
All right, Metal is a male.
So we need a female Skullgone.
We need a female Skullgone. Okay. That's funny. So she's the really hot teacher that doesn't know how to make moves.
Yeah, she hits on everybody, but she doesn't know how to make any moves.
That's awesome. That's really
she's
funny.
She's really endearing. Like in her support conversations, there's a really good one. So there's a character. He's actually the guy I married the first time around. His name is Sedith, and he's like an uptight.
It's a
He's very
boy.
protective of his sister, which there's more to that information. We
So-
needed a girl, right?
Yes. So that will make it a girl?
Yeah.
Yep, it will make it a girl.
Okay. And then double check that metal drac
It
is
is.
male, just to be sure.
It is. And then we'll have to make it level 10, but I've done enough level grinding. I need to figure out how to make this faster speed so that we can do faster level grinding.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's nice, because we talked about this
will
earlier.
you check before when you're looking in this menu? Will you also check the gender of the lava man as well?
That's a girl.
Lava man is a girl.
Yeah.
I'm
and
just writing them all down.
Metal
so that when
Dragon
we
is
do
a
the breeding-
boy.
Dragon's boy. Okay. Female Skullgon.
Oh, there's a Skull Dragon. Straight up.
Yeah, there's this whole support arc where Sedith, the uptight guy, goes to Manuela, the teacher, and is like, "Hey, you are drunk and hitting on students way too often." And she's like, "You just need to chill out." And he's like, "No, you need to put down the booze and like tone it down a bit."
She sounds wonderful.
And so they have this back and forth, but then after the second or third one, he does in fact get her to behave a little bit better, and she's like, "You never party, you never drink," and he's like, "I drink sometimes," and she's like, "You're gonna come drinking with me," and then he ends up drinking her under the table, and it's hilarious.
That's pretty great, actually.
It's really, really funny.
Ah,
Sedith is, I really
character
like
interactions.
him.
Good old fun
Yeah.
character interactions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double save real quick, just cause. Boop, quick save. Oh boy, we sure started on a high note, and then we got deep into video game lore. Good old JRPGs with faster battle systems. I mean, luckily,
Well-
February is actually fairly packed with some games. Looks there's a bunch of stuff coming out.
All of a sudden I have a lot of stuff to play soon.
I mean, you got a
And I'm
PS5
moving
coming.
at the same time, so we'll see how that goes. I don't actually have a ton I'm playing right now.
Shade pay do. Yeah, Root Factory, Strikers, Immortals occasionally when I can fit it in. Age of Calamity is something I also need to play. Oh, and Xenoblade. We also need to finish Xenoblade.
Yep, one of these days.
Xenoblade. Xenoblade. I'll start back up eventually. Maybe in the lull of the summer when we're waiting for more game announcements. Oh, I have to play Haven with my wife sometime too. Are you gonna get it on Switch, or are you gonna go ahead and get it on PS5 now that you have one?
I am gonna now that we have the PS5 coming, I am gonna double check and see what the reviews are like, basically on both platforms.
But you will need
I think
two
PS5
PS5
would probably-
controllers.
Right, and so that'll be probably the breaking point. But like,
I do have to say,
if the Switch port is good,
if you
if
could
the Switch port is good, I'll probably just get it on Switch.
if you could play it on this controller, if it does the things it does, like that it incorporates with this controller, I would absolutely play it with this controller. I don't know what the fuck it is about it, but it, for some reason, like the Joy-Con vibration is cool. It is a little different than just a fucking off-balanced weight spinning around. Like, sure, I can respect that. This is way different. It has the vibration, but the tension in the triggers is super cool, and everything it does is, I would highly recommend.
I'm super excited.
This is the best
everything gets
controller
here
on
and
the market.
everything's fine. If everything's good and everything gets here okay, tomorrow because it's being shipped to us, there's a decent chance that an evening this weekend, I just go ahead and start FF7R because we already have it. I wanted to play it myself.
Sit down and play Astro's Playroom for a little bit.
I might.
It's super cool with just everything it does and all of it. Like, such a neat game for basically a tech demo. Like,
yeah.
So for those who have PS5s, play it. I need to finish it. I haven't finished it. I started playing it. I was like, this is awesome. This is cool. Now let's play Godfall. God, that was a fucking mistake. That game was bad. I digress. I'm sad that it was bad. Oh, we are going to end this episode, and we're going to go play some Zelda Randomizer and actually make some fucking progress today.
I do not even remember where we left off.
We got the Zelda's Lullaby. That's literally where we left off.
I am just excited to play it again. Or
After
watch you play it, 'cause that's
searching,
really what's happening.
searching forever for Zelda's Lullaby, we fucking finally got Zelda's Lullaby.
Oh right, we had to cheat a little bit. Right.
Yeah,
Because it was down to one dumbass chest.
Yeah, we started to look like where the fuck we were, and because we couldn't find it, because in the tracker that we were using, it basically
It wasn't labeled.
labeled as something that you could get, or like.
Well, it was
if it
also
if it was
a chest.
labeled, it wasn't like very well labeled.
Well, it was also a chest that is not obvious to get at all.
No, not even in the slightest.
It is in the base game that would be a pretty obscure chest.
Yeah. So
It would not be obvious what to do.
And we gotta get that. Anyway, thank you for the episode. This will be uploaded to YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us, and more of a chill episode than the gung ho fire that we usually have. But it's been just like a deep breath kind of week for some reason.
It's been wild.
It's been one of those. We'll come back with more fire next week, right? Just the crazy energy that you.
We'll see what next week throws at us.
No, yeah, it's gonna be something else. I don't fucking know, dude. Oh my god. Next week's February though. Ooh, Monkey comes out in Dragon
Next week
Ball.
is February. Is the next episode on Groundhog Day, or no? It's on the 4th. All right.
Oh, we can have a repeating life over and over again in this hell that we're in. But thank you everybody, and make sure to, if you're seeing this from YouTube, come follow the Twitch channel and watch the Zelda randomizers and the before discussions and stuff. It's a lot of fun. We have some very interesting discussions sometimes beforehand, so not safe for YouTube.
Indeed.
Bye.
All right.